Welcome to The Informant, the podcast that talks about anything and everything. We cover from sports, religion, politics, social, you name it. I'm your host as ever, Dr. McLeod. So without any further ado, let's delve right into it. Good day, my good people. I hope I find you well. What a hectic 10, 11 days that we have had. Wow. You know, when you're in Zimbabwe, you're always on your toes. You're up, you're down, like the devil. That's the master of going up and down. Right? His situation here, quite a number of issues have been taking place. There's certain things that I want people to understand. I want to be very clear. I know it's going to be brutal truth. It can be painful truth. But to those who want to take heed when they are warned, it will help you so that you don't veto your anger, especially on every person regarding their situation. What I want to say is when a person is down, that's the time the person needs prayer. Also, at the very same time, when a person is in leadership, that's the time they also need serious prayers. So the two groups of people that do need prayers more than anyone, it is the people in leadership and the person who's down. Let me give you a good example. Let me take Prophet Walter Magaya. His situation has been met with different views. Other people were celebrating that he's arrested. Other people were disturbed, very disturbed that he's arrested. Then there's another group of people who just wanted to make sure that their voices are heard regarding the situation of Walter Magaya. I've come to realize it's a sad state of affairs. There are some people who are harboring anger and they're just vetoing onto anyone who crosses their path. Any bad news, they celebrate it. Good news, they condemn it. I don't know what has become of us as a people. I don't know what has become of us as a nation. I went to the all-night prayer at Prophet Walter Magaya's church. You need to support when somebody is down. We didn't go there for high-profile entry. We went there just because we wanted to fully support the people that are remaining. Remember, we are church. Church needs people like us. We need to be there to encourage, to say when chips are down, we've got you still around. We don't get to be involved in the charges or the atrocities that are being charged against the man of God, Walter Magaya. Whatever he has done is nothing to do with us. But the moral support for the people remaining, who are the saints, the followers, and the believers in the faith that he follows, they also need that support. If you look at social media, it was like people playing tennis or table tennis or ping pong as they call it. Pika, paka. Others saying good things, others saying bad things. Others saying good things, others saying bad things. Others taking the opportunity to make sure that their voices are heard in regards to their hatred to the person of Walter Magaya. But others were standing strong, defending the person they believe is their papa in faith, who's Walter Magaya. You must understand, in life we are different. What I like isn't what you like, and what you like isn't what I like. But there's a point we just have got to compromise a bit for us to have unity and peace, especially in our country in Zimbabwe. One guy was saying to me, from ever since the injection of the COVID injections, people seem to have lost their mind. They can make issues, small issues, out of something that doesn't even pertain them. I don't know where the anger is coming from. We're in court. Prophet Walter Magaya has been granted bail. I can confirm that. He has been granted bail, which is good news. But to other people who believe they are victims of him, I'm not here to cause any pain. They are still aggrieved that how could he be let out? I want you to understand now the technicalities that happen behind. A general person and an established person, they carry different significance in any society, anywhere, in any part of the world. They carry different weights when it comes to law application. Come to America. Things that you hear that Donald Trump has done, he can just get away with that because he is the sitting president. Things, if you go to Britain, it's still the same matter. Now that it's happening in Zimbabwe, people are expecting Prophet Walter Magaya to be treated like an ordinary person. He is an ordinary citizen, but let's agree, he has got a status, especially within the faith of Christianity. Whether what he does is what you believe in, whether what he does doesn't align with what you believe in, you are still all categorized within the Christian faith. So when a brethren is down, let's help them up. Let's not interfere in whatever the course of justice is taking place. We just want to make sure that we stand in support of the saint of God, at the very same time the people remaining. The all-night prayer was power-packed. A lot of people came, which shows you that people came in solidarity to support him, those who have got faith in him. We were not there because we are his friends. We were not there because we were there just because we are men of God who know how to step in when a situation arises. This is what we call supporting a brother in faith. Now that has been granted bail, the details you'll hear about them within the news channels where we have actually shared the information. But as of now, let's move with what's happening on the ground. People have to try and understand how influential people are also sitting within the churches that's running in the nation of Zimbabwe. Talk of Kudata Gwirei, the Queen Bee. He is a Seventh-day Adventist elder in his church. As an elder, it means to say he has got a bit of influence in that church, if not a big influence. Number one, he's a billionaire. Nobody can deny that. So within the church, obvious, everyone wants to be close to somebody who's successful in life. When you look at him, it means to say within the Seventh-day Adventist, he has got influence. So let's respect that, regardless of what he's doing, whether you believe in it or you like it or you don't. He has got influence in that sect of church. When it comes to Walter Magaya, these are what we call self-acclaimed or self-styled prophets. He runs PhD ministries, which has been running now for, I want to believe it's coming to almost 2 decades. Right. The fact that it's been there established and with a big following, there is also some people within that church who are powerful within the political field. I'll give you one good example. My sister goes there. Who is that? Honorable Opam Chinguri. That's a place of worship. So when certain things are happening, obvious discussions will have to take place, while they also try to understand what's happening. They can also plead for one such man because they need him spiritually. He is the person that prays for them. He is the person that covers them. And you cannot let one of your own going down without you stepping in to try and see if you can negotiate using your influence in your certain position. You go to whatever church, you will see that there's also politicians that worship in that place. Go to Prophet Makandiwa, it's still going to be the same. Go to any other church of a great man of God, even to the Mutendis, you go to Bishop Mutendi's church, you will see that there's politicians that believe in him, especially those from Masvingo. Henceforth, he is honored to that level. So the issue of Walter Magaya, while some people might be celebrating, I want you to know that there's a way things are negotiated. It's not he's being given bail because he's innocent. No, he's being given bail because there's certain people that can negotiate for him behind the scenes. At the very same time, it does not deter the law to take its course of justice. The law is still going to be applied, of which, while these other people are still going there to present what they call evidence, and all these stories you are hearing about investors, about some people coming out that I lost 8,000, 5,000, 20,000, 50,000. You also have to ask yourself certain specific questions. At what point in time do they sit down with him to make sure that that money was put in the table? It means to say that money was given in faith. What went wrong isn't what we know. Until it's tabled or explained to us, that's when we can start maybe to make sense of what is happening behind. Why would people take such large sums of amount to this person? It underlines one thing, that he is popular, number one, that he is influential, number two, that he is connected, number three. So don't try and blind yourself to that. Instead, agree that he has a special position within the community and the society of Zimbabwe. PhD Ministries, the people that worship there, I know they're excited that their man of God is come back. Your prayers have been answered. He's coming back on bail. Continue to pray for him. And when you see such, I want people to take lessons now. When you see such taking place, it means to say some lines would have been crossed, because it's not easy to reach out to the person of Prophet Walter Magaya. It means to say somewhere, somehow, something was said behind the scenes that's not made public to the people. But we don't have to be searching on that. Time is a revealer of all. But as of now, people are happy. We are happy that he's out. No one wants to be in prison. We always try and make sure that we negotiate for every person to be released, and whatever course of justice is to take place, most of the time before somebody is convicted, it's always good. They are bailed out, and until proven guilty, that's when we can say it's beyond us. It's got to be, law has got to take its course. Come to think of it now, let's move on to the next part. We are talking of the person of Job Sikala. Job Sikala, I don't know what's happening. I think the gentleman or the guy, he needs counseling, serious counseling. That's to be honest. What he expected, I believe, having spoken with 1, 2, 3, 4 people, having spoken with them, we tabled it out to try and figure out what could be going on with the person of Job Sikala. Job Sikala, he was in prison. Obvious, coming out of prison, you need to reestablish yourself back into the community and into the society. What does it mean? It means to say, monetary wise, he was back to the, he was right down to the ground. Nobody stepped up to help him financially. He is a very notable big figure within the politics. So he's also a person of significance. Although he was of opposition, which was formerly Triple C, his very own people did not step up to support him when he was in prison. He did not get the support that he thought he was going to get. At the very same time, with the effort that he had put in the opposition, he was expecting these very same esteemed leaders that you sing praises about to move everything so that they will make an option for him to be released. But as time went on, it looked like the support for him faded away and he was left in isolation. By the time he was released, Job Sikala, he was so isolated. And the mistake that he made, he also wanted to form his own political party. That disconnected him from people that followed him when he was still in Triple C. You see, people that have followed opposition, I personally believe, they are just looking for any person to use. They don't want to take the risk, but they want to push some people forward. When a person goes and fails, it's like you used something and you are just dumped right into the bin. Once you are used and you are no longer valuable to them, they dump you and they can actually start to see you as an enemy of progress. I don't know why they veto their anger on a person. Yet one person would have been working for them. The treatment that Job Sikala got while he's in prison and out the minute he came out of prison is very, very disturbing. Henceforth, I say, I don't want to see anyone pertaining or anyone pertaining, joining or starting anything in opposition to what's running, because you're still going to be used the same way Job Sikala has been used. Let's look at the young person of young Nyoka Mabuno. Right now, no one is talking about him. Basically, it's when he was driving the force of what some other people believed in. Right now that is down and out. Nobody is supporting him. I've spoken that. I have heard, and I can tell you, verified source, I can tell you that his papers of extradition are already in motion. Everything is approved. Nyoka Mabuno is going to be expatriated from South Africa to Zimbabwe. Where are the people that used to follow him? This guy used to have more than quarter of a million people following on WhatsApp. Right now, nobody's standing with him. When he comes out and he comes and stops to do politics, he is going to be considered an enemy of the people who are the socialites. We look at the person of Malcolm. Right now, the free Malcolm, free Traore, people have gone quiet about it. The young guy is behind bars. The young guy is going through whatever he's going. The people that he thought he was speaking for, none of them, from the very esteemed candidate that everyone was singing the name of, to the very same people of what's his name, Comrade Blessed Brune Sugeza. You would have expected him to come out and be in support of the Traore guy. What does it mean and what does it show? It simply means one thing. You can sing, make noise, support, but if you are not connected, you are very vulnerable. And when the cause of justice faces up to you, or when the people you are fighting take you by power, no one is there to stand for you, to support you, to plead for you. That's the situation that Malcolm is facing up to. Let me go back to Job Sikala. I, for one, believe that Job Sikala, what people say, his incarceration in prison, I think it seriously disturbed him. He is needing serious counseling. He cannot push an opposition political party by himself. I told you how the power used to work, especially within the opposition. The charisma of Nelson Chamisa was the driving force as the face of the opposition party. The intellect of Tendai Biti was the voice behind the opposition. The forcefulness and cadreship, if not the comradeship, of Job Sikala was the energy behind the drive. At the very same time, the strategy of Monzore was also pinned as a factor. I will not talk about the rest, like the Jacob Ngari Fumes and all that stuff. They were all there to support what was going. But after the disintegration of those four, I don't see up till now us having opposition again in Zimbabwe. Looking at it, I also looked at certain platforms and I'm like, okay, the person of Job Sikala, what he's needing now, having negotiated for him to be out, he should have respected the conditions granted to him. But if you look at it, the minute he came out of prison, he started to try do some small media, to invite some small media houses into his house so that he will make known his pains to the people. But he should have realized that people are not sympathizing with him. When he tried to push for his own political party, changing his voice, narrating, I don't know, some men of God who told him that they see the spirit of Nelson Mandela in him. That alone is what I call deceiving somebody into the dangerous waters. It made him to believe in what he's thinking he's carrying. Right now, people can say, let him go, but no one is standing with him. What happened in South Africa, where he has been arrested, we are all told that there was planted bombs from within the car that he was in. Let it be known that he was not the driver of that vehicle, but he was being driven. The kind of weapons or armor that is said to have been having, the bombs that is said to have been having in the car, I was weighing out. Can these be the bombs that a person can say they can be used against the big system of ZANU-PF? Obvious, no and never. Why at this point in time were those bombs planted in his car? It means to say, number one, ZANU-PF could be holding very tight through its power to make sure that they are in control. They can infiltrate you from anywhere and everywhere. What am I saying to people? Please step out of politics. ZANU-PF, Juno. I've said it over and over again. You can go to my post for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You will still see my signature. ZANU, Juno. People who oppose ZANU-PF are people that don't know politics. That's what I've concluded. People who know politics will see that ZANU-PF is a machinery well crafted together, and not only crafted for its strength, but also crafted to dismantle the opposition in case they try to step up. Right now, let's believe it, we are only a one-party state. The opposition that you are seeing, or that you think you've got, the one led by Sengezo Shabangu, you can see that they have actually embedded themselves into ZANU-PF. They are pushing for what I told you is now going to be unstoppable, the Vision 2030, with the ED 2030, ED as the candidate to that vision, to see it through. So right now what we have on the ground is unstoppable. Get it and get it right. It is unstoppable. People can try everything else, but I don't see them achieving nothing. Just this last week, we had all ambassadors from all over right in Zimbabwe. People were pinned at the Monomotapa Hotel. That's where they were. Others at the Sheraton Hotel, the Rainbow Tower. Right. But it shows that there is a strategy that is now being put to finalize the final push to make sure that the 2030 vision is achievable. In your own capacity as a person, you can't do nothing. If the people that you believed in have failed, who are you to stop Vision 2030? What am I saying? I have seen now there's a group that has been formed, Patriots for ED. What does it mean? You just need to be patriotic when it comes to your country, to your nation of Zimbabwe. What do I encourage people to do? I'm encouraging people to start from wherever with the little that you have. If you can come together and make sure that you work in partnership, try find a claim somewhere, try find some business to start under the Partners for ED, and make sure that you are working your life. You are not working to fight the ruling party. You will not win. In regards to this, trust me. People will say, apana chisingapere. Obvious, apana chisingapere. You can ask me, there's a day for me that I will die. I can ask you, there's a day still that for you that you are going to die. Apana chisingapere. So that applies to everyone. Don't get any prophecies about whatever, somebody telling you whatever. One straight point, which is true but can be painful to a lot of people. All the people, all men and women of God, all the servants of God, who hear from God and are influential within the political, within the ministry of the Spirit, I want you to understand, they have all now been closely affiliated to ZANU-PF because of one thing. Vakazvinzwisisa kuti anobvisa nekugadza madzimambo ndiye Ishe chete. So what is their duty? Their duty is to pray for the leadership that is reigning. Ngatimboti amunanga gwabva pane vapindawo ipapo ndo vanenge vangonamatirwa panguva iyoyo. So as of now, you pray for the leaders in position, and at the very same time you pray for the people that's down and out, who are helpless and are needing your prayers and your intervention in negotiation and in other means, financial support. They are needing you. So you are the person at core right now to make sure that you stand for those people, the ones at the top as the leaders and the ones at the bottom as the oppressed. Try to make sure that you are the person who gels the two so that we have peace in Zimbabwe. Patriots for ED, I think that program is good for almost everyone, especially people within the diaspora. You cannot continue to make noise, shout, and still nothing changes. But instead, you are supposed now to join, from what I'm told, join that group. When you join that group, make sure that you come together, you form your own groups, and you start to look for what to do back home. Projects that you can easily finance together and build your nation step by step, brick by brick. At the very same time, your future, your pensions. People back home, you can work with them. That's not a problem. To me, it makes sense when we hear of such. Rather than you patronizing yourself to say, people are moving. You go back to Zimbabwe right now. Let me tell you, so the tables have turned. There is a time the diasporians were making sure that the economy of Zimbabwe is sustained through the remits that we used to put through back home, through an world remit, and for money transfers, through an kumusha back home, you name them, quite a number, and I send it to all those programs. We used to use them for sending money back home. But right now, if you go back home, vanhu vaakumba vamwe vatone mari inotyisa, mari ine mubvuri kudarika yevanhu vari kudiaspora vari kungopopota pasocial media. I think it's time we stop fighting each other, become one. Ndinonzwa vanhu vachicomplaina when they hear that the sitting president has been sitting with people like Jacob Ngarivume and all this stuff, and he's saying them vavedu. Obvious, when you are in power, you don't have to continue to run a political party. When you are in power, you are chosen by people as a leader so that you take care of every citizen within the nation of that you are ruling. So right now, I can declare this and say it clear, loud and clear, without fear or favor. everyone is covered by the person at the realm of power. Whether wangori triple C, ndibaba wako, whether wangori ZANU-PF, ndibaba wako, he becomes a father to all during the course of his term. If he's to lose in the next term, then whosoever comes in is not supposed to discriminate and say, Avandeve ZANU-PF, Avandeve Triple C, Avandeve MDC. No. When you are the leader at the top, you are a leader to everyone. You are a leader to every citizen of Zimbabwe. So basically what I'm saying is, let's stop fighting. Let's unite. Those in the diaspora, patriots for ED, go for that one. Continue to make sure that you are developing for yourself, you are securing for yourself, at the very same time you are also securing for your children. With this, I'm out. But one